in the flow, I get high. More than I drop is the more I get low. The music is lifting me up against soul. Show me a tune I can nod to. Getting this rhythm, I'm riding on top. Dropping it heavy, not ready to stop. Banging on beats like a throw on the block. Bouncing about and it's ready to shock. Hey, I'm breaking your back again. Rising above to the top again. Hitting it hard to the very end. I'm making your body move, yeah. Bro, I'm twisting the rules. For the fire and the fuel. When I'm packing a punch and it's knocking my track and I'm not turning back on that.
Hello everyone, how's it going? It is the normal weekly Tuesday stream. So how's everyone doing today? Before I do anything, I need to remember to actually look at the chats. It's always a good start. Yeah, showing you the trailer again in case anyone missed it last week. We announced Fish Sim World Pro Tour. Big, massive update coming in July for Fish Sim World. So, who is joining us today? I have seen Scooby, David, Darth Badger, Chris, hello. Look over there quickly. Richard, hello. So, how is everyone doing today? I'm waiting on Des to join me, hopefully drag him kicking and screaming from his desk. He has been busy. Yeah, today we're carrying on with Fish Sim World. We'll answer some questions. Try and get Des to answer the ones that I wasn't as sure on last week. Hopefully he's joining me soon. Yeah. What lake does everyone want to see today? When are the Barbel coming? They'll be in July with the Pro Tour update. Try and get Des out of the pub, yes. Right, let me pick a lake to go on. We don't have community challenge running, so Boulder Bassin. Up for some boulder? We're up for some boulder. Where's it gone? Oh, what are you doing, controller? Any lake we're fishing. Good start. A ton of online interest in 15. So do you mean 10 to 15 players online at once, or Caroline has the flu? That's not good. Hopefully Caroline feels better soon. Yeah, hurry up, Des. You're gonna add pellets. I'll need to check on that one. So we have more new baiting options coming. Something that we haven't even mentioned yet, which hopefully people will be interested in. You know about dead baits coming. Let's go find a spot. Don't usually head off in this direction from Bob's Marina. Fish it with docks. Could do. Get some good stuff around there sometimes. Richard, I can't remember if it was answered, but no, you career mode in Pro Tour will be single player. We have to buy lake to fish for the Barbel. Nope, they're going into Grand Union and Waldsea, I want to say. Waldsea or Bergsea they're going into, one or the other. Hello, Gatekeeper. I'm not dabbing on stream. Make catching big bass less common. Okay. We can definitely try and do that. Hello, Worth Crane. How's it going? We'd love to release the update tomorrow, but they're working on it still. We have a Desmond. Shift over a little bit.
Right. Is my jumper going to disappear into the green screen? No, that's all right.
No,
Sweet.
you're safe today.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was caught up in some dev work there, so apologies for that. Who have we got with us today then, Stephen?
We have Darth Badger, Scooby, David,
You're right.
Richard's about.
Scooby's accusing me of being at the pub. Oh, that's not on.
You've gained a reputation.
I've not. Oh, I never go to the pub during work hours. It's not true. Hi, Chris. Has he caught anything yet? Has he caught anything?
One chain pickerel.
One chain pickerel. Oh.
High rolling. It was a trophy catch. But yeah, it was.
So I'm pleased to see everyone's getting excited for the new update we've got coming. Obviously, I'm here for you to ask questions too about the update. So hit me with those in the chat, and I will try and answer as many of those as possible. Team, we're still busy working on the update, making the final adjustments to it, and lots of fun events for you. Lots of balancing we've still got to do, and we've also got a really slick, nice UI, user interface as well, that we're putting the final sort of touches of polish onto. So will be good when we can demo that for you in a few weeks' time, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. So So Chris is asking how many lakes are in the game. So at the moment in the core game there are 7 lakes, but from the July update there will be 10 lakes in the core game. So we're evening out the balance of between Europe and America within the core game. So there'll be 5 US lakes and 5 European lakes. And then obviously we've got additional lakes that you can purchase if you so desire, depending on which types of fishing and which kind of species of fish you're after. So yeah, lots of waters to explore and species to catch.
We'll have our first real world US bass lakes as well coming in.
Yeah, so we've got Lake Gunnersville and Lake Travis. Lake Gunnersville in Alabama and Lake Travis from Texas. So obviously putting the whole of those lakes in the game we would still be here till Christmas, and your Xbox or PlayStation would probably cry when you tried to load it. So what we've done is we've picked the sections of lakes that we think are kind of most interesting, and we've tried to base it around areas where, when tournaments are held in real life, that they sort of go to these sections of the lakes. So that's been kind of the focus for that. So Jacob is asking about the trout. So trout, yeah, as you would have seen in the announced trailer, there are trout in the game. There's brown trout and rainbow trout in there, and those will be going into some of the lakes, the existing lakes that you've got where they are suitable, and also some of the new lakes as well. They've got the trout in, and likewise with the barbel. Some people, there was a few people I saw. Yeah, they were sort of questioning what that sort of species was as it's sort of swimming in that trailer. But the barbel will be going in. I think we'll be getting barbel on. There's a few barbel going into the canal, and there will be barbel going into Lago del Mundo, and perhaps maybe Bergsea and Waldsee. So that's good. We've Scooby wants info on what dead baits you'll be getting. So you've got, with the dead baits, there'll be 3 choices of fish that you can fish with, and you can choose whether it's either the whole fish, I don't know, but I think it's about 5 or 6 inches long, or whether you just fish with the fish head. Now, what you need to do obviously, you wouldn't go putting you wouldn't be going putting a 5 or 6 inch fish onto a size 16 hook or something. So in the game, it's going to be set up so that you have to first equip a size 2 hook. So we've got the size 2 hooks coming, and then it will let you equip one of the dead baits to it. Now, the size 2 hooks I think will be you guys are going to enjoy, because if you're going for those really big species, what that's going to do is kind of cut out the smaller end of the fish. So from July, I've made a lot of changes to how different baits and how different lures and how different hook sizes, how the different species and the different weights of species are then attracted or can take those baits or hooks. So using you guys will have greater choice over targeting specific species by choosing the correct combination of hook and bait for those species, and that goes with lures as well. Hope you guys are excited for that. It's going to really help with targeting the catfish, I can tell you that much. And we've also got £80 line coming in as well, so you'll be able to get a £80 braided line coming in that will also help you with fighting those big cats. Richard's asking if barbel are a member of the cat family. No, not member of the cat family, although they do have whiskers to a certain extent, or some would call them probably barbels, but no, not member of the cat family. Right, what else we got? I love the barbel. The barbel's looking great, and the whole angler's log is, I can't wait to show you guys that, because it's looking fantastic, and with the new species in there, the way it's laid out's a lot nicer, and lots of cool species coming. And I'm sure Stephen and Mark and Darren have got sort of a load of announcements sort of coming up, scheduled over the next few weeks. Have you?
Yeah, just a lot of stuff on social media coming up. So if you're not following us, follow. A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. I've got to be kind of careful. Have I got to be careful what I say? Can I give away too much? I could put. You know me. I like to give things. Give little.
For once,
give
you're
little
actually
drips.
kind of like not too restricted on what you can say.
Really?
Obviously, like there'll be more information coming about everything as the weeks go on, but that you can't say about just yet.
Right. I can't say about that thing. That was the thing I wanted to. Yeah. I can't say about that. But yeah. There'll be.
Well, I can't remember if the logo went into the partners in the trailer.
Ooh.
So
Stephen might have just dropped you a little clue then. You'll have to go back and watch the trailer and see if it did.
I'll play it again in a minute.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll just say it this way that you'll have plenty of opportunity to use your size 2 hooks in your £80 line because you're going to need it. Yeah. So big. We got Jolly Rogers. We got Jolly Rogers on the chat. He's calling me Big Daddy Leaks. Yeah, Darth Badger's questioning mark in my revamped Angler's Log. The whole UI is getting a beautiful revamp. It's a lot slicker. It's a lot smarter. And yeah, so we're gonna get rid of those photos that are in that you see in the UI at the moment on the big buttons. There's a lot of work gone into the sort of user experience. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to love it. Darth Badger says, "I'm never careful in what I say."
That is true. I think it has been hinted at already anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay.
If you'd say like living up to the world tag a bit more, I've said that one before. Kind of little hint at what we might be doing in future. And peg-related changes happening. So there's a couple of peg-related things we've had.
What? Yeah, Richard. What specifically are you after in peg-related changes? Oh, yeah. Let me know. So there's Philly on YouTube's asking if there's any if we can fish for sturgeon in the game. You can't fish for sturgeon in the game at the moment, and you won't be able to fish for sturgeon in the game in July, but the sturgeon are on our list, so we will get to them at some point, but I can't tell you when. Yeah. So Eric is asking about the skipping technique. Now, that is something I am looking to work with one of my engineers. It's not the most effective thing, and you still got to be in the right area of the lake. Not all the big ones are in, around the docks. It's you have to be in the right location. You have to have the right tackle, and using the correct techniques. So that is something we are going to be looking to tidy up. So yeah, more on that when I can. The tournaments, the people winning the tournaments, Eric, are not using that technique. That's for sure. So yeah, and there's a lot of people here having a lot of fun in those tournaments. I know the competition is getting quite tough and quite heated, and I do really enjoy watching on the Facebook community pages about people sharing their progress, people sharing how they've done, and taking a pop at each other and challenging each other. I know Phil Lokens. He's obviously quite active on there, and he's loving the bass tournaments. And we got what's his name over on the PC side, ripping it up.
Undead Frog.
Undead Frog, yeah. Does he ever come on here? Do we ever see?
He has started. I've not seen him in the streams at all, but I think he started making an appearance on the community groups.
Yeah. Hiya, big timer. Did you guys like did anyone take part in the? It was a walleye event you run, didn't you?
Last week was walleye. This week is pike, muskie, and tiger muskie, I think.
Pike muskie and tiger muskie. We never changed the image though, did we?
No.
Stephen.
In future, I'll do that.
We could still do that.
We could
still do that. I'm basically talking about when you go into the tournament screen and you got the image in the top left of the screen. I kind of wanted that to feature a pike and feature a walleye last week, but I'm so busy on the July update that I didn't have time to do it myself. And Stephen's been so crazily busy with all the announced stuff. We didn't have time to update that, but I want to get that image updated so that it's clearer. It's clearer that the event is a species specific one as opposed to the normal predator or tournament rules where every predator counts. I think it's a nice bit of variety in there to have these species specific events in the predator challenge. So I would like any feedback you've got on that, or if there's any specific rules or species you want to target on specific lakes that could make for interesting events in those, then do let us know, because it's me and Stephen that are basically deciding what goes on in the Dovetail Fishing League. So let us know what events you'd like to see happening.
So Richard, the conversation we had a while ago on his ticket, so he was requesting having disabled anglers and just being able to sit on the chairs on the pegs.
Yeah, that's still on our list. I would like that. My designer, a lot of people on the team want to be able to sit on those chairs, even sit in the bivvy. There is, there's so much we want to do to this game, and it's always a case of prioritising it. We will get there eventually, but I think there's stuff on the simulation side. There's this cool stuff like the career mode that we're adding, which is going to make a much bigger difference to the overall gaming experience than simply being able to sit on a chair or stuff. But I do appreciate the request and how it would be cool and realistic. Hello, Chad on YouTube. How you doing? What are you talking about? The game needs a challenge bar, 60-minute random lake and settings. What is in a multiplayer thing? Is he talking about? Yeah. So a live fantasy is saying the match fishing event should be just one species. And matches getting boring and the thing. So I think that is something we can look to vary up. I think we would definitely need to sort of highlight the species in the image there, Stephen. Though, just to sort of when people go into it, because some people just go into screens. They load into tournaments and they don't read the rules on the way in, and then they're going up, and then they're contacting us and saying, "Oh, I caught all these fish and it didn't count," and then someone else, replies to them and saying, "Did you not read the rules? It said it's it said it's a walleye event." So Richard's asking, have all the cats vanished in Del Mundo? The cats, I've seen some, a few comments like this, but the cats did not vanish at all. There's the same number of catfish in there, and we didn't adjust the bite rate for any of the fish in Lago Del Mundo. So I can assure you that didn't happen, and it must have just been it must just be sort of I don't know, coincidence or something. Stephen's ripping it up. What you got on here now?
I've not seen yet. Looks like a picker room.
Yeah, it's not jumping. So Pete on YouTube, he's asking about, in the first person mode, can the rod be positioned more to the centre of the player? Now, first person mode is not great, I'll admit that. It needs, we would love to have the hands on the rod, and the way that you can, the way that you move as well is something that we want to improve. The way you walk, or the fact that you can't walk left and right at the moment when you've got a fish on the line, and all these sorts of things. So I've said it before multiple times on the stream, and on the Facebook pages. But for anyone that's new, and if you haven't tuned in and watched us before, yes, we've got a big update coming in July, but that's not the end of it. Okay, there is so much more stuff we're going to be doing to this game, and so many more cool features that every single person that owns it are going to get for free. There's, obviously we will continue to release additional lakes that you can choose to buy if you wish, but that's not going to make us stop adding core features to the game for everybody. Now, whether that's improving the simulation aspect, whether that's adding new fish species, whether that is improving the way that the characters look, the equipment you can buy, the way that you can play multiplayer, for example. Everyone, we all want to be able to fish 2 people on a boat. We all want to be able to go and do 2v2 multiplayer tournaments. I want to, add so much more to the multiplayer aspects of the game, and that stuff is not, we're never going to charge for that stuff, right? Those core features we're not going to charge for, right? So massive appreciation to you guys that have been supporting us since back in Eurofishing, and obviously since we've launched Fishing Sim World, and I appreciate it. And just keep coming with the feedback, because part of my job as producer is to come up with the feature roadmap of how and prioritizing all these cool stuff that we know we want to do, and then getting it into the game and getting it out to you guys. So I do appreciate all the feedback. So keep it coming. Right, what have I missed?
Sam's asking for a bait boat.
Sam wants a bait boat. Bait boats would be fun, but I think there's still higher priority stuff. But I've got I have, we have on the team. We've got I've only got a certain amount of engineers, and it's a case of prioritising which each of them works on. So it's going to be good. Right. Darth Badger is asking about basically when the timer runs out on a tournament and you have an extra couple of minutes to land the fish you're playing. So I'm not really too sure about that. I don't know. If you were the way it works out in in the big bass in the big bass tournaments out in the States is you have to be back on your boat at the dock by a certain time, and every minute that you're late, you get a penalty in the pound, in the weight of your fish. So, I know some tournaments in the UK, might allow you a bit of grace time. So when the klaxon or the buzzer goes or whatever, or the whistle, that you're allowed to land the fish that you are, if you've got one on the line, you're allowed to do that. I'll have a think about it some more. At the moment, it's the way it works at the moment. Is fair to everybody that's playing the game. So, and it has, unfortunately, it's the same rules across all the different disciplines that we have at the moment. So, I haven't got the ability to change that up. So, I'll have a think. Right. Yeah, see the minute. Yeah, so sometimes when you're loading into a live event, so I'm responding to Chad your comment here on YouTube. So the moment, like sometimes when you load into an event, if it's been slow loading or something that the timer may have already started, that is something I would like to tidy up and fix. So have we had that on that is on the list somewhere, isn't it? That's in Jira somewhere. But I haven't fixed that yet, Chad, but I would like also to fix that. Certainly would. Scooby wants catapults. I would quite like catapults. Did we tell him about? We told him the sticks come in.
I don't think that's been mentioned yet.
So, Scooby wants the catapults. Catapults would be fun for multiple reasons, especially in multiplayer.
Especially if you get a little dunk.
Donk. Not that we promote catapult bait assaults in any kind or milkshakes, but we do have the throwing stick coming in July. So for all you guys, for all you guys, all you carp fishermen out there that love loading up the boilies and luzzing those across the lake, that'll be coming. So there you can have that, Scooby, but I can't have. I haven't got catapults for you yet, unfortunately. But it's again it's. I guess it's on the list. So Luke is asking the horrible bite sound. So I think he means the bite alarm. So I've actually got my audio engineer to fix that. So what it's going to do is when you get the problem he's referring to there is just if you're fishing with 3 rods and you're fighting a fish on rod 1 and the bite alarm goes off on rod 2, then it just keeps beeping and beeping and beeping constantly. So what it will do is it will beep to let you know that there's a fish on it, and then it will give a little beep every 20 or 30 seconds just to let you know that it's still there, but it won't be a constant beep. So that will be coming in the July update for you. So there's three lakes, new lakes coming PK in the July update. Those will be free as well. 3 free lakes. And whilst they're called there's Lake Gunnersville, which is on the Tennessee River, and then there's Lake Travis, which is actually on like a section of the Colorado River. And then we also have another lake which is set up in Wisconsin, which is called Lake Miller, which is a beautiful looking lake. And that lake is actually set in the autumn, or if you're one of our American friends, the fall. So it's got sort of a lovely autumnal feel. Trees with different shades of brown and red in it. So you got a different quite a different view across the lake, and it's a lovely lake with lots of different places to explore. So hope you like that. Scooby wants to make it so that we know when we get hit with a boilie when we throw them at each other with the throwing stick. Okay, so I've got a dovetail fishing league related question for you. Do any of you think that 60 minutes is too long for an individual attempt? Do any of you think it should be shorter? It'd be interesting to know your thoughts on that. Spoofboff also wants carp in the US lakes. So that is something we will get to. 60 minutes. 60 minutes is fine. Okay, people seem to think 60 minutes is fine. Yeah, because if you do, 3 hours, or if you do 3 attempts across four different tournaments, that's quite a bit of time.
Someone wanted me to catch a £200 one, so I'm going to try it from this peg.
Are you really?
I don't have a map thing anymore, so I can't tell for sure if that...
Have you got a rod stand? No.
Yeah.
You got a rod stand. Have you got a £50 line on?
Yes.
So Spudley's asking if we'll get different seasons where the fish will behave differently. No, so the seasons are set per lake at the moment. I don't have the ability to give you guys the option to change the season that the lake that you go fishing in. I would like that. See, that would be great, but I don't have the art resources to redo every lake in multiple different seasons at the moment. So Lee's asking me to stop with the US lakes and get Angler's Paradise or some UK rivers. We're gonna keep going into lots of places, Lee. It's Fishing Sim World. There'll be more UK venues coming. There'll be more European venues coming. More American, US venues coming, and some venues even further afield than that. So don't worry, we'll get there. I've only got. We've only got. The team's only a certain size, and we're adding. We're trying to spread it out as much as we can, and give you guys an interesting experience. So. That's something we're always looking at, and feedback on where you want to go is good to hear. I think Angler's Paradise is a licensed place, I think, so we'd have to have an agreement there, but so Spoofboff wants American catfish. So you got coming in the July update will be channel catfish for you. So yes, you'll be able to catch. There will be some catfish to be had in the American lakes.
Shush phone.
So Eric wants us to increase the challenge of catching bass over £5. That's something I've been looking into. So I've got a people love catching those big bass. So it's a balance between trying to be, a fun game, and trying to, and then balancing that against, the frequency with which people might be able to catch these hogs for in the real world. So there's something we're always looking at, and something I want to be able to spend a bit more time looking at in the not too distant future. Yeah. Scooby knows. So Artful Dodger has raised a good point there, and he's saying what about going into more detail with the float fishing, and this is something that's extremely high up on my list. It's not coming in the July update. I wanted it to. I tried to, but I have my dev manager, and I get whipped and smacked and told that I can't do things, and me. I want to cram it all in, but I have to. Sometimes I just have to. We just have to do what we can in the time. But that will be coming, Artful Dodger. I promise you, I'll get you that. And so I want you to be able to change the depth of your float, use different floats, be able to use the pike floats, maybe with dead baits on those or something. And then on the lure fishing side as well, I'd like you to be able to, change the weight on the rig, so you guys have the choice of adjusting how fast or slow a soft plastic will sink, for example. So yes, as I said, we're going to keep adding to it. So we will get there. We will get there with all that.
Draco Lee Gaming, something I can answer. We are going to be updating the kind of Fishing Sim World hub. That's in progress. That'll be pushed out at some point, and then when Pro Tour launches, that'll have all the relevant new information included.
Big timers winking at me. Yeah, we're going there.
I'll just laugh at Darth Badger.
Have they? What did they announce? I wasn't watching last
one. I can't remember what was said before I was on last week.
Right. Just to prove this is squash. Don't accuse me of anything.
Jacob, was that in a single player tournament? You didn't get the catch screen because they're not in them.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. I would like that catch screen to be displayed when you catch a fish in the single player tournaments. It was a design decision from before I actually started on the game, because what they were trying to do was not because you're playing those events up against the clock, they didn't want to be wasting your time with the celebration. But I actually think it's a sort of important part of the experience. So in those single player tournaments at the moment, what you kind of need to do is, if you press the pause button, you can look down on the catch summary screen and you can see the list of the fish that you did catch. But yeah, I would like to see that. Yeah. So yeah, Chad's saying there should be £12 test limits in bass tournaments, which I've been thinking about that actually, and how we could maybe go about that. So interesting that you mention it, Chad. How does it generally work? It'd be interesting to know whether it differs across the different tours. I do need to look into that some more. So Tyrion is asking of any possibility of tuna fishing in the future. So that's not on my immediate roadmap because we're still very much freshwater game at the moment. We haven't gone out to the salty seas, so we're not. I haven't got tuna for you. But coming before that will be. I have seen some exciting work in progress. I'm just going to say it. Some work in progress salmon images, some models. So that's looking good. So you will be getting some salmon.
Chunky carp. Just hoping it's a catfish. I saw Jay ask about his t-shirt. I've not sent them out yet. I forgot to do that today. I'll do it tomorrow. Get them on the way. It's been a busy time.
So David's asking, hi David on YouTube. He's asking if with us adding trout, will there be fly fishing rod coming out? There's not. We don't have any fly fishing rods specifically, or any new casting techniques for fly fishing in order to catch the trout. Trout will. I know fly fishing is a very, certain parts of the world that fly fishing is the way you. A lot of people catch trout, but in other parts of the world, they take lures, they'll take some static baits, and there's a number of different things. So that will be set up as correct to the information I could find on how and what type of baits that the trout will actually take. So there's a lot more ways to catching trout than fly fishing, which is why we thought we could. It was good to put them in. They look great as well. They do look cool.
Mystery trophy fish. We already have one at the moment. It's in Lago del Mundo. There's no kind of hint on where to find it.
So there'll be a lot of. You're going to get a lot of mystery. You're going to get a lot of trophy fish coming. Don't worry. There will be some. There's a lot of work going on for the trophy fish. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'll update you with more of that maybe next time. But yeah, you'll be getting some fun fish to hunt down. Oh, Craig's mentioned something that I'd like to do as well. It's like having your own stock pond and growing your own specimen fish and naming them. I'd really like that.
That was being asked about last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Sam's a big fan of that.
I would like that. Wouldn't it be cool if you had your own stock pond and then, or your own lake, and then people could come and fish your lake? That would be amazing. But that's for the future. That's not on my immediate roadmap, Craig, I'm afraid. But I agree with you, and I think it would be great fun. Scooby, we've got no eels. We've got no eels. So you have to just pop down the down the fishmongers for those. Pete on YouTube's telling me to keep the game simple and fun and concentrate on the multiplayer aspect. We're trying to. I'm trying to improve the game across all fronts, but keeping it simple and fun will be part of that. There's simulation at this. There's parts of the simulation that that we know we can improve, and and stuff we want to add. But certainly continuing to expand the multiplayer aspects is high up on our list as well. So definitely. So with the July update, what you'll be getting for free is your ability to host your own multiplayer tournaments. Now that'll be so when you go to host a session, you'll be able to choose whether it's either 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, and then you can decide on the rules for those 3 rounds. So you might want to go a bass event first round where it's the rules are the total weight of your biggest 5 bass, and then you might decide, right, I'm going to do a muskie round, and only tiger muskies count, whatever. So you get to choose from the species that are in that lake. You can say, right, I want this one, that one, and that one to be counted in this round, and you could say that's the total weight of all the fish you catch in round 2. And then round 3 you might go, right, round 3 the winner is whoever gets, we're all hunting catfish, and it's whoever gets the biggest one. And like you could before, you could change the time settings for each of those rounds, and then what it will do is it'll add up the points from the 3 rounds added together, and so you'll be able to have a lot of fun with your friends hosting your own tournaments doing that. Also, what's going into the multiplayer thing, the multiplayer improvements come in is when you go and search for a game online for your some of your friends playing. Because what it does is at the moment is it automatically drops you into the game that's got space in it and it's got the highest ping for you. So so you're going to have the best connection with it. Now, after the July update, if you've got lots of friends playing Fishing Sim World, when you search for friends game, what you'll do is get a drop down list, and you'll be able to pick from the list of your friends so it's up to you which game you want to join. So that if you've got all your mates are playing it, you can choose which match to join.
I talk about like streamers and that for the game. It was quite funny yesterday on Twitch. Summit 1G tweet, I don't know what game to play. I saw someone tweet back at him, Fishing Sim World. That'd be quite interesting.
So Big Time is asking me how I'm getting on with more players on multiplayer. So that's all I can say for that at the moment is that's still in QA, and we're looking to see if we can push up the number of players on console. It's all going to come down to how the testing goes and how the performance is. I can't commit to anything on that at the moment, I'm afraid, but we are trying. That's all I can say, Big Timer. So David's asking about pole fishing for carp. It's something I get asked quite regularly about the pole fishing and the match fishing with poles. It's something that's on a list, but it's not at the top of the list at the moment, David. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point, but there's lots of stuff we want to do that's ahead of that at the moment.
That's coming spoof booth, I believe. Being able to float fish for crappie and that bluegill.
Yes. So who's asking this? Spoof booth. Yeah. So the crappie and the bluegill have been set up to take worms and a lot of those baits that are in the game that possibly more from the European side, but we're not going to stop you using those in the States. And the bluegill are going to take a few more of the lures as well. So I have noticed some comments and saw that some people were struggling to catch bluegill in the game at the moment, and I found out why, so I fixed it. So that'll be coming in July. A lot more of the lures that the bluegill should be able to take, the bluegill will take from July. So yeah, hope that sounds all right. But yeah, you'll be able to do the float fishing. Gage is asking for an option to get off your boat at the dock.
See that every so
yeah.
often.
I do want that as well. It's something I would like. It's not the highest priority. I mean, because obviously there's ways of doing it where you can just sort of teleport back to the dock, even if you stood right next to it. And there's a kind of workaround at the moment. Obviously there's more docks around in the game than there are the ones that you spawn at. But at the moment I haven't got that coming, I'm afraid. But it is something I'd like to do, especially a little venue we got planned coming up in the future that I'm not going to tell you any more clues around. But I did mention it then as well. And it wasn't your normal boat either. I'll tell you that. I'll leave you that little. I'll leave you that little morsel dangling.
Something I've seen mentioned that I'm curious about. If we were to make a Discord server, how much interest would there be in that? So I think I've asked it before, and it wasn't a hugely popular idea. But if you'd like to see it happen, let me know, and I can start looking at that. What will be more smooth? We've made changes that should kind of improve it a bit, haven't we?
There's always multiplayer optimizations going on. I do hope that is more smooth for you. Tyrion is asking. He wants to be able to claim. So like when you claim a peg and you get a rod stand and you get to fish with 3 rods and kind of leave them out. So I think this is what you mean. He wants to be able to fish with 3 rods on a boat. That's something we haven't added yet, or it won't be in July. It's something we've discussed for the future though, about having. It might even be a specific boat. Tyrion, that might end up being a different boat that goes in that allows that. Generally on the bass boats that you see in the game, those are designed that they're sort of fishing with, you're generally fishing with 7-foot rods, whereas when you with like the carp fishing or the big catfish rods from a that you might be using, you're using 12 or 13-foot rods. So it doesn't really make sense at the moment to put a rod stand, as it were, onto the bass boats. But we have been speaking about putting a different boat type in there, which is almost like effectively a floating peg. So yeah, that is something, Tyrion, that we have been discussing and would like to do in the future. Okay. That's all right, Cecil. The nice relaxation of freedom fishing is always going to be there for you. So I like it. It's stress free. So we'll be getting more stuff for you to hunt out in your relaxing freedom fishing trips. No worries, Gage. Glad I could answer it for you. GTA 5 Chronics. Any reason why I catch more boss fish in live tournaments? Maybe that's because you're bringing your A game to the live tournaments. Honestly, there is nothing in the game which would make you more likely to catch boss fish in live tournaments. As long as it's adding the score correctly for the species they are. Yeah, I hope that's working fine for you. But there's nothing, when the live tournaments all use the same catch rate and fish files, the fish population files as freedom fishing mode. So I can't think of any reason why you'd get more boss fish in the live tournaments.
What is the Pro Tour coming out? Do you mean when or what is it? Because when is over in that direction, July. It's a huge update.
July that way?
Over there.
That way.
I'm looking at the screen.
Oh right, up there. You've not gone and announced the release date, have you?
Yeah, it's fine.
That means I've got to hit the release date. I'm joking. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Wait, we have to release this in July now.
I better go. Yes, July 18th. It's the day. But yeah, like I said, July 18th is the day that Pro Tour lands. But that's not the game. It's not when we stop adding stuff that's free to the game for you guys. So yeah, don't worry about that. Lots and lots of stuff coming.
Digital Farmer. There's quite a bit coming to the game. Don't know if you saw our announcement last week. We've got Fisherson World Pro Tour. It's going to be a massive update in July. Brings career mode, new species, new equipment, new lakes, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, big timer. That stock pond idea, I pitched that about nearly 20 months ago. I pitched that idea. I've been wanting to do that. I will still fight for it. But yeah, that's how I want it to work. What I think would be cool with it as well is if the more you fished your stock pond and the more you baited it up, that the faster the fish grew in it. I thought that'd be quite cool. Yeah, and then your friends can only fish it when you're online as well. So you have to. So you'll be like, Dave will be phoning up. He's like, big timer, get online, man. I want to come and fish your first stock pond. That'd be good.
Opening hours or as long as you're online. But then do they get removed from the lake itself? Or are they cloned?
Well, I thought about this as well actually, and it would be you couldn't just go to you couldn't just turn up at Gigantica and steal fudges and put him in your own stock pond. So you might have to leave the boss fish behind, and take but maybe if it's an unnamed fish, you could maybe you could take it. And then I was thinking, but you can't just take fish. That's like. That costs money. You've got to transport them across the world, and that's so. There's a sink for your tackle points right there. Or you hardcore players that have got lots of tackle points built up, you'll be able to, pay to transfer the fish to your stock pond. I would like that.
And if the named ones is like a wall at your stock pond that just has Polaroids of your catch shot from them. Yeah. There you go. Let's do that.
Tyrion wants polarized sunglasses. I've had a few requests for that. I do like the old Polaroid glasses when I'm out by the water. So that would be good. And it would also tie into something else I want to do on the simulation side, which is more sight fishing. So you're actively looking in the water to try and find the fish. That is something I would like to do. But again, it kind of obviously polarized sunglasses only work when you're in first person mode. So, but that goes back to I want to. There's lots of improvements we want to do to first person mode and the navigation and stuff like that. But being able to walk around some of these lakes or drive your boat up and be looking into the water to try and spot the big fish would be great.
Scooby's just raised the stakes and raised a worrying point. He said about if they beat Sam and Aaron in TV2, so now he wants to play you and Darren.
Yeah, I was ignoring that.
Well, I just thought, does that mean that me and Mark are the end boss for if they beat you two? Which is worrying, because Mark
is no end boss. No, Mark is no end boss. I reckon I could give you a challenge, but we'll see. We'll see if we've got time. I mean, as you can imagine, we got so much going on at the moment. I'm absolutely stacked. And you were, yeah. I was gutted I couldn't make it last week and join Stephen when I left him alone, and then he ended up having 600 viewers.
Scary experience.
So I was just too much on. We've got lots to do, but it's all good fun.
Me and Mark are next. Oh no. We're at an immediate disadvantage then. Although Mark has started catching fish again.
So Magma Shots is asking about the multiplayer stream, because you did one, didn't you?
We've done one before.
Yeah.
We can do it because we've got.
So yes, we had two of our game designers, Magma, who played against Scooby Hayes and Big Timer J, who were chatting on the blue thing. What's the blue one?
Mixer.
They're chatting on Mixer, and Magma Shots is on. What's he on?
Magma Shots Twitch.
He's on Twitch. So he's the guys that are chatting in the other stream, because obviously I'm looking at a list of comments that's pulling in from 4 different platforms. There was a tight battle that went on. It wasn't really that tight. Big Timer and Scooby smashed it, but those guys are hardcore. They put a lot of time in. Yeah. So I don't multiple I've seen there's been a lot of chat this last week about multiple accounts on the live events in the Dovetail Fishing League. Now, I don't know if there's actually anything I can do about that at the moment, or whether there's anything that I should do about that. The way the first party platforms work, with Xbox and PlayStation and whatnot, I can't be sort of blocking people out from that sort of stuff. If there was actual physical money up for grabs, then that would become more of a problem. So there's people on there like that have gone out and they've bought us a whole second system and have bought multiple copies of the game in order to play the game and play on different platforms just because they love it so much. And I'm not gonna discourage that sort of behaviour. It's they are buying them. So I just love seeing how much people are enjoying it, and how seriously they take it, and how they enjoy the competition. Right, you're not caught that catfish, Stephen?
No, I gave up with that extra rod over there. So
You'll have to get it one day.
Yeah.
Right.
One rod's probably fairer.
Sam, has the dinner been ordered yet? I'm working late tonight, so I had to put me order in before I came and jumped on the stream. So Hissing Hornets asking, with the fish in the game, can you fish for anything from the start, or do you have to unlock them? No, we made a design decision that you don't have to unlock any fish or lakes in the game. If this was a free-to-play game and you had to grind your way up and you had to, unlock stuff as you go, it's slowing, artificially slowing your progress, so to try and encourage you to buy coins or whatever. Then that's a kind of, I kind of saw that as a more of a free-to-play mechanic. And you don't walk into a fishing tackle shop in your town, and there's you're not allowed to buy certain things in there. Everything's open to you. So I mean, the only sort of the way that we do it in the game is you have to earn some of the in-game currency, the tackle points, and then buy different equipment that will increase your chances of catching certain fish, but each species that's in the game you can catch from the start. It might not be the largest of that species that you're able to catch from the start with the starting equipment that you get, but do that a few times, you'll be leveling up, you'll be earning the tackle points, and you'll be able to buy the equipment to do that. So I think that for a game that's a paid for game, you guys are paying for the content. Not everyone's got time to grind out. Some people, when they buy a game, they want to be able to have fun with the game from the off, and that was what I wanted to do as well. So that's basically why it's like that. And there you go.
Which message, Mohammed? No, it was a message in chat. Send it again, we missed it.
Oi, read my message, it says. I can't see it, it's off the top of the screen. I was chatting too long, was I just wittering on? Again. Post it again, Mohammed. I can't see it. If you post it again, it'll appear at the bottom of the screen and I'll be able to see it again. All I can see is, oi, read it. That's just a picture of a face. I don't understand. Did we have a fish on but not notice?
I'm not sure.
Is that what Scooby was saying? We haven't got the audio on here at the moment, so. Right. Yes, so he's still not said the message that he wants us to answer, but never mind. Okay, I haven't got Andy on YouTube. I haven't got any Scottish lakes in development right now. But it's something we are discussing. So Jacob's asking, will you guys be making tackle points any easier to get? Because when you get past level 50, it's hard to get credits. Or it's actually not hard to get credits at that point. It's a kind of constant line. I was looking at the graph that at the curve the other day. It's the same. It's the same sort of rate. So perhaps what you did, Jacob, was you smashed the single player tournaments in your earlier levels and earned loads of credits that way. Because I do, that is, if you do need more credits, then that is probably the quickest way to earn them in the game. Yes. Right. Okay, we got. What else we got? Any more questions?
Tournaments are probably one of the best ways to get tackle points.
Yeah, the single player tournaments. Just keep. If you need tackle points to, you're saving up to buy something. Just keep doing the single player tournaments. Obviously the harder ones pay out more. And if you're finding one that you can do it, that you're able to win, you could smash that out a few times, and you'll soon have the tackle points you need to purchase the equipment you require. Right. Any chance you could forward it? Oh, is this right? He wants us to
release a day earlier.
Mohammed wants us to release a day earlier because it's his birthday, or send him a T-shirt.
I mean,
I haven't got any T-shirts, but he's the T-shirt man.
T-shirt's probably the easier option now.
So I spoke about that earlier, Digital Farmer. He's asking about sitting down on a chair and sitting in the bivvy. We want it. A lot of us want it. We just keep getting slightly more important features ahead of it. But it is something that's on our list. Ooh.
Have you read the comment I've read?
What, pretty pleased? No. Irish locks. We haven't. I'm sure it's something we'll get to. Trout boy. Yeah. This is Fishing Sim World, right? I want to dot a lot of places on the map. So we will get there. We will get there. Jacob wants to modify his bait with some dip so we can attract more fish. That's something else that's been discussed as well. Again, it's something on the list. Wearing hat and sunglasses.
Funny you should ask.
In the new career mode, you can wear hat and sunglasses at the same time. I know. Amazing feature improvement we got going for you there. Hat and shades at the same time. It's possible.
We have the technology.
It is a doable thing. You don't get like all confused and like, oh God, no! How do I put my hat on with my sunglasses on? I can't do it. Yes, Scooby. Yes, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
You didn't hear that
here. Jolly Rogers is hyped for the hat and shades. I tell you what, they do look banging. They look proper fisherman-like. Yeah. Right. I've got to go back to work. What have I got? Oh. Right. Any last things? Before I go? I've got loads to do. Right. Who? David M's talking to David Milady. They want a Fishing Sim World Cap to wear in the real world. Do you know what? I think we should start making clothing. Set up a little sideline business, me and you, Stephen. Start
Get like a spreadshirt or something.
a spreadshirt.
It's a website that does that type of thing.
Oh right.
I think you just give them a logo.
I thought you were talking about a spreadsheet with all the different shirts we needed to make. In it.
That too.
Is it a spreadshirt?
Apparently so. Bluegill tournament.
Chad wants a bluegill tournament.
We could do
Yeah, we
that.
can't. We're not doing that until after July when I've fixed the different ways that you can catch the bluegill. No news on a PVA digital farmer. No news on that at the moment.
Barbel or more sunfish species. You'll get barbel. They're coming. Sunfish species.
Yeah, barbel are in the video. You can see the barbel. You can see he's got little barbels going off his face. Right. I'm not going to the. Why does everyone think I'm going to the pub?
Tony, you got a reputation now.
I didn't have a drink the whole of yesterday. What are you on about? I don't know. Right. Nice one, everybody.
Show you the
Good
trailer
chatting to you.
one more time and then we'll be gone. So Sam and Aaron I think will be on next week with maybe something to show you. Tune in, find out.
Cool. And yeah, keep hitting us up with the feedback, the comments. Yeah, let us know. And enjoy. Tight lines.
Yo, I'm feeling the flow, I get high. More than I drop is the more I get low. The music is lifting me up against soul. Show me a tune I can nod to. Getting this rhythm, I'm riding on top. Dropping it heavy, not ready to stop. Banging on beats like a throw on the block. Bouncing about and it's ready to shock. Hey, I'm breaking you back again. Rising above to the top again. Hitting it hard to the very end. I'm making you